Hi everyone, it's Monica Jazmin. Today we are going to talk about 5 steps that you can take to getting a job in post-production. The first step to getting a job in post is to start building your resume. If you're thinking about getting into post-production or getting into film school or you're still in high school or whatever, I'd say start getting internships now. Start getting into those entry-level positions at post-production facility or anywhere that has any sort of editing capabilities or anything that has to do with post at all, because those jobs are really stepping stones to be able to get you to your next job. And I think it's important because recruiters and the managers and operations people who are in charge of getting you that job are going to be looking at your resume, and it should be able to speak for itself. You should have your education, your experience, important, relatable experience, like your job titles and special skills and your software, maybe other languages, anything that kind of just like promotes you. You're your own kind of salesperson, marketing person, whatever, and you should be able to read that piece of paper and go like, hey, this sounds cool. I'm my best advocate and I'm gonna get that job. The second step is to narrow down what you guys want to do in post-production. Post is a really large umbrella and it takes in lots of different fields. There are lots of different opportunities and kind of jobs that you could do within post. You could do like titles or editing, online, offline. You could do color grading, color correction, audio mixing, audio mastering. It's a lot. So I think to be able to narrow down what you want to do is to start off again at that entry level position, maybe even like client services or in the front, just so you're able to get kind of a bird's eye view at the inner workings or what everyone does, and sooner or later you'll be able to gravitate to what you want to do, and then your dreams will come true, probably. And another thing with building your resume is that every job is a huge opportunity and you may not even know it. I started by doing customer service like over the phone at Apple, and so that gave me a good idea on how computers work. And then I was able to work at the news because I worked in a city that wasn't LA or New York that had a lot of post-production facilities, so the news is a really good opportunity or good choice for people who kind of live away from those hubs. You're still able to be exposed to post-production and workflow and working with other people and being able to quality control things before they go on air. The third step is to be flexible and willing to make time to meet up with people and to interview. I know so many people that had the chance to meet up with someone and get a cup of coffee, and they didn't know that this is actually going to be a big opportunity for them in post, and it didn't actually end up happening because they didn't take the time to travel to that location. And I'm not only talking about like flying out there, I'm talking about just driving across town to go meet them. Yeah, it seems like a given, but people don't really realize that time is really essential. And if someone's willing to give you their time and they're like an executive or whatever, or they like work at a company that you want to be at, that's really important, and you never know what's going to happen. The fourth step to getting a job in post is to learn the software. I'm not just talking about downloading Final Cut or iMovie and getting started with that. It's that plus reading the manual, plus reading up on internet forums and staying up with the technology in general, because there are new features being added all the time and there's always something new to learn. I know on my downtime I'm reading internet forums like Lift Gamma Gain and Low Post for color grading, and my boss is always telling me to read up on the manual because, again, that's always changing and it's just really important. You should be able to be an expert in that particular piece of software because you'll never know when you're going to have a conversation right in front of another person and have to talk through the software with them and be able to come up with like a solution or just talk to someone in general. Like I know for an interview one time, I had to say what my workflow was from import to render, and that was fine because I knew what I was talking about because I had read the manual and had experience actually using the software itself. And finally, the fifth step is to reach out to people. I'm talking about like DMing people on Instagram, people who you look up to, mentors. Maybe you want a job at whatever company and maybe you see who works there in the position that you want to be at and you just message them. I know I've done that, and I've actually been able to talk to people and they'll give me tips. I actually made one of my pretty good friends through doing that, and he took the time and kind of wrote out this whole long conversation about how my interview should go and like kind of tips and tricks to what I should say to the recruiter, and it really, really helped. Thank you for that if you're watching. So DMing people on Instagram, going on LinkedIn, finding their emails, reaching out to people directly. They'll know you took the time to talk to them and to kind of like find out information about them, so you're not just blindly saying, hey man, I want a job, what's up? Because people don't really like that, and they want to be treated like a person, so they'll be way more likely to respond to you if you take the time to learn a little bit about them. And that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!